Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3 says, "Ask the Lord to bless your plans, and you will be successful in carrying them out." Now, good health goals are like a coach. Now, today there's a lot of people out there that have what's called life coaches. Now, life coaches can be very expensive. Lots and lots of money that you can spend for a life coach. At one point in my ministry, I had a coach. And I would fly from here in Corona back to Florida once a month and meet with my coach and a bunch of other people that he was coaching at the same time to help us know how to start a church with nothing. So before we even really got started as a church, that's what I was doing. I had a coach who was helping me. And I would get back there and I would show him what I was planning to do or what I was doing. And then he would either say, "Good job, Mark," or "Wow, you're doomed." I remember one service we were meeting over in Centennial High School, and I had just started this coaching experience. And my coach told me, he said, "Mark, I want you to take a video of your service. I want you to send it to me. And then when you come back, we're going to evaluate it together." So I did. I sent him the whole service, went back there for the coaching session. Him and I personally went out to lunch together. And he says, "Mark, I've got good news and I've got bad news." I hate that when people say that. So I said, "Okay, what's the bad news? Just tell me the bad news straight up. What's the bad news?" He says, "That is the coldest environment I've ever seen for a church in my entire life." Now, I don't know if you know anything about Centennial High School, but we were meeting in the cafeteria, and everything is gray. Everything is metal. Everything is tile. And yes, it was physically cold, but the aesthetics was cold. We didn't have plants. We didn't have flowers. We didn't have anything. We didn't have lights. We didn't have anything. It was just a terrible environment. And we were wondering, why isn't this church doing anything? What's going on? Doesn't anybody like us? And no, they didn't. Number one, they didn't like coming to a school. And number two, they didn't like the environment in the school. So he says, that's a bad environment. You got to change that. I said, "Okay, what's the good news?" He says, "It can be changed." I said, "Okay, how? How do I change it?" He said, he gave me a whole list. He said, "Do this, do this, do this, do this." Now this guy, he started with a church of 7 in his basement. Today, he has a mega church in Ocala, Florida that has about 5,000 people in it. So do you think I was listening to him? I was listening big time. So he gives me this list. Now, as a pastor, the very first thing I thought when I looked at the list is, wow, that's going to be a lot of money. That's a lot of dough. Do you know how big a church we are? He says, "I don't care how big you are, how small you are. If you don't do these things, you're never going to get off the ground." I said, "Okay." So I went back. I met with our staff, our leadership team, talked to, everybody and said, "This is what we're going to do. We need the money. Show me the money. Bring in the moolah." Guess what? They did. $10,000 worth of aesthetic change. Now, we didn't roll it out little by little by little. We built it up. We left it just like it was until we had bought everything that we wanted, and we told everybody, on this Sunday, we're going to have a makeover. You're going to come in, and you're going to see a different environment. So everybody came that Sunday expecting something really different and big. You know what the number one word was out of their mouth when they stepped through the front door? Wow. Everybody. Church members alike were going, wow. They couldn't believe the difference. And guess what? We started to grow. Because people came in and sat down, they saw carpet on the floor, they saw flowers on the stage, they saw trees, they saw lights, they saw banners all around, they saw all kinds of neat stuff happening. And they went, "Oh, we like that. This is different. This isn't really a cafeteria now." And so we made the changes that needed to be made, and God blessed. Ask the Lord to bless your plans, and you will be successful in carrying them out. Those life goals, those health goals, are just like a good coach, just like my coach who helped me help this church change. Your goals can help you change your life. See, that's what good goals can do. They motivate you to make the changes that you need to make. And I got to tell you something. Every serious goal that you and I have is going to require motivation to accomplish them. You have to have the motivation to do it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But here's what the Bible says about this. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 5. "Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity, but hasty shortcuts lead to poverty." It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But it can be done with the right motivation.